Nowadays, observe this question. SBI PO, data sufficiency. Already we discussed so many questions, but observe this question first. Of course, it's following same conditions. What are those conditions? I need to give the answer A. If the data in statement 1 alone are sufficient to answer the question, while this data in statement 2 alone are not sufficient. So already we have discussed so many models, don't need not to worry. First of all, what is our option? The first option is very important. Don't confuse. What is the first option? If I select option as A, what is our condition? One should be sufficient. Second should not be sufficient. This can be A concept. If I choose the option B, what is the condition we have? One should be not sufficient, two should be sufficient. Only two should be sufficient. One is not sufficient. This is the basic story we have. Yes or no? So when you can choose B, one is not sufficient, two is sufficient. Then what about this one? One is sufficient, but B is not sufficient. Then what about C option? C is nothing but very simple, don't confuse. What is our C? If the data in either statement 1 alone or in statement 2 alone are sufficient. Individually. 1 is enough and as well as 2 is enough. 1 is enough and 2 is enough. That's why I can choose C. Okay, then what about D? What is about D? D is what? If the data given both the statements 1 and 2 together are not sufficient. Okay, if I choose D, it can be what? 1 is not correct and as well as 2 is not sufficient. That's why we can eliminate D. 1 is not sufficient, even the second is not sufficient. If I mix both, even though we are not getting. So that's why we can select the option as what? D. Then what about E? Very powerful one, right? What is our E option? Statement 1, statement 2. If you mix both, then only I can get the answer. That's why I can choose C as an option. That's it. Very simple. What is A? First is correct, second is wrong, not sufficient. That's why 1 is enough, right? That's why I can choose A. If only second is enough, 1 is not enough, then I can go for B. If both are enough, either 1 or 2, I can select C. What about D? D means don't confuse. D means if I choose individual values, individually they are not sufficient. If I mix both, even though those are not sufficient, that's why I can choose D. Both are wrong. That's why I can go for D. What is E? 1 is partially sufficient. Second is also partially sufficient. If I mix both, if there is a necessary of 1 and 2, then I can go for E option. This is a basic concept, right? By utilizing conditions, we can crack every question. If I go for the first question, don't forget these options, okay? Be careful. I can go for the questions directly. Question number 1. So what is our question number 1? How is J related to K? How is J related to K? By applying the same conditions, I need to go for the questions, right? Question number 1 is what? How is J related to K? Yes, of course. The question is what? How is J related to K? How is J related to K? Right? Statement number 1. What is our statement number 1? Observe it now. Statement number 1. J's father P is the brother of him. J's father P. Be careful. Always remember one thing now. You have discussed so many questions in blood relations, right? Always parent level will be upside, grandparents will be again upside, right? Of course, whenever sisters and a spouse, beside. Whenever your children, downside. That's why I can go for the first statement. J's father P. Okay, J's father P. Be careful, be careful. Understand the basic concept. J's father P. J's father P. J's father should be P. Father means what? Plus, right? Whenever you have gender, compulsory we need to put plus. If it is male gender, plus. And what about J? We don't know. Basic idea. We don't know the gender of J, but J's father will be P. Continuation is very important. P is the brother of N. Okay, E is the brother of N. Okay, fine. Brother of N. Lastly, they are brother or sisters or brothers. We don't know. But N, why? Because we don't know the gender, right? But if you extend it, N is K's wife. Okay. N is not minus, female, right? K's wife. K will be plus, logical. The wife and husband, spouse, that's it. Good. Now, what is the question we have? How is J related to K? How is J related to K means if I choose the first sentence, it is not possible. What is the reason behind it? J, we don't know the gender of J, right? That's why I'm going to decide. If J is male, logically nephew, right? Yes. How is J related to K means what? K will be uncle. That's why J will be nephew to K. If J is male. If J is female, she will be niece, right? That's why according to the first statement, there is no gender for J. That's why first one is not enough. It is not sufficient. Okay, if I go for second one, don't confuse. If I go for second statement, then only we can get the answer, don't worry. Okay? What is our second statement? If it is possible, we can get, or else we can skip it. Then J is the son of, yes, we got the information. J is the son. Okay, but we need to utilize the total sentence or statement. If it is enough, then I can eliminate first one. Okay? Okay, I can go for second option. That's my intention. Anyway, J is, observe the clearly. J is the son of P. J is the son of P. Okay, fine. P is the brother of N. Okay, N is the wife or N is the case wife. Same. But in first statement there is no gender for J. In second statement there is gender for J. That's why plus we have nephew, right? Directly we can get the answer by utilizing only two. Statement 2 is enough. Statement 1 there is no gender for J. That's why we can eliminate. Statement 2 is enough. That's why option can be what? Whenever we have only second statement is true. First statement is wrong. That's why I can go for B as an option. That's it. Answer is what? B. Okay. Now we can go for the second question. Second question is very interesting. On which floor of building does G stay? Okay. The question is what? Second question is very interesting. Which floor does G? G should be the. We need to know the exact position of G, right? That's it, right? In which floor of building does G stay? Logically, the building has how many floors now? 5 floors, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 floors are there. In this particular building, I need to know the exact floor of the G. That is the question here, right? No problem at all. If I go for first statement number 1, observe it. What is the statement number 1? Statement number 1 is what? Only the even number floor are occupied by G, and G does not stay on the second floor. Simple question. I mean, a very clear cut story is there. Only the even number floors are occupied. Even number floors means what? 2 and 4 only. Only even number floors are occupied. Okay, fine. But as condition, what is that condition? G does not stay in the second floor. Okay, we want 2 and 4 floors only. Logically, G doesn't stay in the second floor. That's why logically fourth floor. You can get the answer directly. Okay. According to the given information, I can get the answer by utilizing statement number 1 in second question. Okay. Then what about statement second statement? So we need to utilize 2 statements. Yes or no? That's why I can go for second statement also. In this second statement, G does not stay on odd numbered floor. Already we have idea, right? G does not stay on an odd numbered floor. Logically, if I go for only second statement, G does not live in odd floor. Logically, G will have 2 and 4, right? But how can you confirm either 2 or 4? That's why we can't utilize this second option. The first option is enough, right? Why? Because there is a clue. What is the clue? Occupied. In first statement, occupied. The even number floor is occupied, and G will not be in second floor. Logically, fourth floor. If I go for second statement, it is not possible. Why? Because of course. What is the condition of second one? G does not stay on odd numbered floor. Of course, we have 2 and 4, but how can you confirm it? It's not possible, right? That's why second question option is what? A. Only first statement is true. That's why option A. Be careful. Answer can be what? A. Don't confuse. Why A? First is enough. Second is wrong. That's why A. Okay. Now let's go for third question. How many days did Riya and Raju, okay, Raju take to complete his assignment? So we need to find the number of working days by Raju to take to complete his assignment. Okay, fine. So no problem at all. We need to find the number of days work done by Raju. Yes or no? No problem at all. So third question is what? Raju story. Raju number of working days are required. Okay, if I go for the first statement, according to the given information, what is the first statement? Be careful. Mohit correctly remembers that we don't want Mohit. Actually, we want Raju story, right? That Raju took more than 3 days and 9 days, less than 9 days to complete his assignment. Oh, Raju took 3 days, more than 3 days, and less than 9 days. Logically, in between 3 and 9. Logically, more than 3 days means what? We should have 4. Less than 9 days means we should have 4 and 8 also. Of course, according to the first statements, we can choose the option which is very suitable for 4 to 8 days. So why? Because more than 3 days means what? Fourth day. Less than 9 days means what? Eighth day. In between 4 and 8, we can choose any one of them. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the first statement. But we cannot give the proper answer, right? Of course, more than 3 days means what? More than 3 days means what? 4th to 5th to 6th to 7th. Of course, less than 9 days means what? 8. We can count 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's why we cannot give the proper answer. So statement 1 is not enough. Yes sir, no. Okay, fine. Then what about second statement? Don't confuse. What about second statement? Second statement is what? Meena correctly remembers that Raju took more than 7 days. Same story. More than 7 days and less than 11 days. In between 7 and 11, I need to utilize, right? After 7, what will have? Why? Because more than 7 days should be there, right? That's why 8 days, 9th, 10th, that's it. But if you observe clearly, here we have 4, 5, 6, 7, and as well as 8. We can utilize any one of them according to first one. And according to second one, we can utilize 8, 9, 10 also. That's why individually 1 is not sufficient. Individually 2 is not sufficient. But if I utilize both, there is a chance. Why? Because if I choose first statement, answer should be 4 to 8. If I choose second statement, answer should be 8, 9, 10. That's why I need to go for the common days. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10. What is the common day we have? 8. Answer can be what? 8. Okay, by utilizing the two statements, we can give the proper answer for sure. Right? So logically we can utilize both. That's why according to our given information, if both are necessary, we can choose the option as what? E. For this question, answer is what? E. Make it simple. For this question, which one it is? Third one. The answer is what? E. Make it simple, don't make it as complicated. Data sufficiency is very related to all 5 topics. That's why don't lose every question. Okay? Let's go for fourth question. Question number 4. Observe it. How is the word gates coded in the code language? You need to find the code of gates, right? What is the word we have? Question number 4. Be brilliant. Question number 4. GATES. It is coded as with the help of the different letters, but I need to decode it, right? Here below gates, we need to decode it, right? So according to the given statements, what is our first statement? Statement number 1. Very interesting. Observe it now. Brick. Brick is coded as LDJSC. In the same way, pin is coded as what? Pin is coded as OJQ. If you observe this properly, we need to understand the basic concept. Here we have letters, right? Letters. Whenever we have word and letters, individual letters, we need to identify the exact shuffling situation. Why? Because there will be a shuffle, right? For example, B will become some C, whatever. So that's why we need to understand the basic concept of this word and as well as respective letters. Okay, observe it clearly. B, here we have L, right? I think it is L. Yes, of course, L. But there is no relation between B and L, right? But there is a relation between B and C. Now, of course, we need to go for the consecutive words. We need to understand it properly. That's it. So K will give L. Okay. There is chance. Be careful. K becomes L. B becomes C. K L. J K L. K will be L from this side. B will be C. From left to right, B to C. From right to left, K to L. Logically, increment says left to right increment, right to left increment. Okay, fine. Then what about R? After R, P, Q, R, S. After R, it will become S. After C, it will become D, right? But there is no change in J. IJ will be same. So that's why we can decode. B becomes C, K becomes L, R becomes S, C becomes D, IJ no change. Maybe after I will have J, right? IJ. Okay, no problem. Here, what about this one? P becomes Q, N becomes O. Good. After P, we'll have Q. After M and O. After I, we'll have J. Yes. It's properly saying that we can decode the gates for sure. How? JATES means what? S becomes PQRS T. S becomes T. G becomes H. The same way. A becomes B. E becomes F. T becomes. Here we'll have after I will have J, right? The same after T what will have? STU. Yes. TFU BH we can decode. According to first statement we can decode for sure. In the same way we need to go for second statement also. What is okay? According to this situation, one is enough. Sufficient statement is there. If I go for second statement, observe it now. In second statement, what we have? I think same story. Water. Water is coded as what? Water is coded as. Water is coded as S F U B X. After W X, same story, same concept. X R S A B E F T U. Yes, it is enough. We can replace first and as well as second also. That's why any one of them is enough, right? Any one of them is enough. If both are necessary, then only you can go for E option. But we'll have individual importance. One is enough and as well as second is also enough. That's why I can choose C. If the data either in statement 1 and alone or in statement 2 alone is enough. Yes, of course, we can choose C. The answer is what? C for this question. Why? Because we can utilize any one of them. We have same coding matter, right? So that's why don't confuse. Anyway, I'll go for question number 4 now. Okay, or not 4. I think it is 4th question. Let's go for 5th question. So my intention is what? While you are practicing data science questions, you will get good command on 5 topics. That's why don't confuse. Better to share to your friends also who are ready to get central government jobs in banking sector and as well as SSC, RRB. Choice is yours. Then only you can come. Of course, we'll have offline institute also and as well as online. Choice is yours. Observe question number 5. What is our question number 5? Among A, B, C, D, which school has the highest number of students? A, B, C, D means what? How many schools are there? 5 schools, right? A, B, C, D. So what is the question is asking? Which school has the highest number of students? You need to find the highest number of students. Okay, fine. According to first statement. According to first statement, school A has fewer students than school D. School A has fewer when you compare to D. So logically, A has less when we compare to D. Of course, we can analyze it. Then what about B and C? We can't say, right? Maybe D will be higher, but how can you decide it? It is not possible. Why? Because we have B and C also. A will have less than D value. Then what about B and C? They may be greater, right? That's why we cannot decide with the help of first statement. Very simple question. Okay, fine. Then what about second statement? Second statement, C is fewer student than school. Same, C is fewer, less than whom? D. Again, we are comparing with C also. Of course, according to statement 1, A is less than D. Okay. According to second statement, C is less than D. According to first statement, A is less than D. Then what about next person? Below B also, right? How can decide B? A will be less than D, C will be less than D. By utilizing these two equations, two statements, how can I decide B? B may be more than D also. But because there is no comparison between B and D, that's why. Of course, we will compare B and D and C and D. What about B? It is not possible. That's why if you mix both, even though you cannot give the answer properly. That's why the best option is what? D. D is the best option, right? But because we cannot utilize both also, right? So this is the basic concept of data sufficiency 5 questions. So my intention is what? Who are interested in for offline institutes, come to Ashok Nagar for SSCG and banking especially, right? If you want MSET, IIT offline, you can come to Amirpet, very near to metro station.